Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So this video we're going to be doing the last verse of this chapter, chapter 8, verse 28. And I it explains so much. This verse, Prabhupada keeps talking about, he's been talking about the whole time, the entire Gita about this, and now it explains, the Gita actually explains this in a real way. I wish it was even a little bit clearer, but it's pretty good. It is, it makes a lot clear. There's a lot in this verse. Okay, so let's sing the verse together. It's in the different meter. It's in the longer meter. That's why it's in 4 lines instead of 2 lines. The Hindi verse, the Sanskrit version. Okay, so let's sing the verse together. वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपःसु चैव दानेषु यत्पुण्यफलं प्रदिष्टम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदं विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम्. Okay, so there's a thing that I'm doing now. I'm not going to be doing word by word anymore. I'm not feeling like I'm able to add a lot of value through the word by word translation. So I'm just going to read the translation, and if there are specific words that I'm focusing on, then I will read those specific words. But overall, I'm not going to do the word by word. Okay, so a person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philanthropic and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these and at the end reaches the supreme eternal abode. Okay, so what Prabhupada has been saying, that we can do all of these other things, but we don't need to do any of them if we're doing devotional service, right? He's been saying this throughout. But this, and so therefore this verse explains that, and instead of by performing devotional service, he's saying devotee, by the devotee yogi. So he's not using the devotional service here. So if we go here, let's read this one. The yogi who knows the secret gain merit far beyond the fruits, far beyond the fruits of Vedic rituals, the study of Vedas, performance of sacrifices, austerities, and charities. Such yogis reach the supreme abode. So yogis who know all of this stuff, they gain merit far beyond all of that. These yogis reach the supreme abode. Supreme abode is param sthanam. Param is ultimate. Sthanam means place. So such yogis reach the supreme abode. This is a more direct translation to this verse. Okay, so now the text that he has spoken about, Prabhupada has spoken about this, and he has said this is, okay, so the one thing that he said is that this is the 6 chapters in the middle are the core chapters. The first 6 chapters are kind of the beginning encapsulation, and the last 6 chapters are the final encapsulation. The middle 6 chapters are the ones that are crucial. They are like these, the first 6 and last 6 protect the middle ones, kind of, they're encompassing and protecting and just holding them. I love that visual. I love that thing, and it makes sense to me completely, because as soon as I got into chapter 7, I was like, wow, this is good. And then as soon as I got into chapter 8, in the beginning I was a little confused. I was like, this is going so technical about this Brahma's day and how many years and how many that, and then I realized how powerful that is, because it's transforming me. Just knowing that, like, this futility of all of these births, it's the knowing the extent of how much it's changing me. It's like, I don't want that. Like, what are you talking about? I don't want that. One Brahma's day, 4.32 billion years. Who wants to go through all of that? My goodness, no. I want out. So it's giving me that energy. It's giving me the deeper desire and deeper in sincerity and deeper in eagerness to do this. So it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. I love it. I crazy love it. Okay, so Okay, so then Prabhupada then goes into the details of what that stuff, the studying of the Vedas and doing the Karm Kand, which is going through the Veda process means doing Karm Kand, means doing fruitive activities, because you're doing sacrifices, you're following the path that is laid out by Krishna so that you can get fruits. And once you are purified through that, then slowly, surely over lifetimes, you will be able to get to the place where you don't need fruits from that, and you'll be able to get to Karma Yoga, and then you'll be able to get to Bhakti. So the fact that you and I are here talking right now, the fact that like I'm so into Bhakti, like this is what I must have gone through many lifetimes of this. That's why I'm here, because you can't go through all of this without going through all of it. You have to go through it to get past it. I say this sentence so many times, you have to go through it to get past it. So I must have gone through all of those Vedas things, and this lifetime I've not even followed any of the Vedas things. Like, I've done everything outside of the Varnashram system. I've done everything wrong, but it doesn't matter, because where it has brought me to is Krishna consciousness. And this is what I believe. That's why I believe that Krishna has been with me every single step, and he's always said, ask for more. This is not good enough. This is absolutely not good enough. Ask for more. This cannot be it in life. This cannot be it. So I got a divorce. I mean, you're not supposed to get a divorce in the Indian Veda, according to the Veda system, but I did. But it brought me here. If I hadn't gotten a divorce, I doubt that I would have been here, because we were both atheists. Me and my ex-husband, we were both very strong, staunch atheists. And I wouldn't have been able to, like, the association matters so much. So because I got the divorce, I was able to, my brain, there was a very specific path that brought me here, right? You can always make that paper trail of what brought me here. And there was a very specific path, and that was my path. I needed that path. So, and Krishna helped me with that path. I absolutely believe that Krishna helped me with that path, even though it doesn't follow the Vedas, because it brought me here. And he kept saying, no, this is not enough. This is not good enough. You can have more in life. Ask for more. So I did. And, and here I am. The proof is in the pudding. So, yeah. Where was I going with this? What was I saying? Yeah. So he talks about the Vedas being a karma kand thing, and we've all gone through all of that. All of us have gone through probably many lifetimes of all of that to get to this place where we're actually interested in bhakti, and we're actually interested in studying the Gita and learning the Gita and everything. Okay, so now he's explaining what the Vedas say. They say that it's very difficult. The Vedas path is also very difficult. Boys enter the brahmachari thing basically from age 5 to 20. Which means they are under the guidance of the spiritual master, and they're like the servant of the spiritual master. Whatever they don't eat unless the spiritual master eats, and if the spiritual master doesn't call them for food, the student also fasts that day. They're very strict, right? It's a very difficult life from age 5 to 20. It forms character for them, and then after that training, the brahmachari is allowed to enter household life and marry, and then he has to perform any sacrifices and give charity at the right time, right place, all of that, and then he goes into vanaprastha and finally sannyas. And then he attains, then person becomes elevated, but they may attain heavenly kingdoms, which is not good, because you go to the heavenly kingdoms and you have to drop back down to earth. This human form on earth is the only one where we truly have an opportunity to get out of this mess. Because even when we go to heaven, our propensity is to enjoy so much. You must have heard stories about Indra. He gets so envious, he gets jealous, he wants to hold on to his power, to his post. Like, there is no devotion there. He's doing a role, he's doing a task. He's a god of rain. He does his task, and he's the god of the demigods, but there is no devotion, because you're enjoying so much. You don't feel like devotion. You feel like devotion only when you're going through this pain. Be so grateful for your pain. Be so grateful, because it is the reason you're brought to Krishna consciousness. There was somebody who's asking this question in the class, in our Gita class on the weekend, that why do we have to go through all of this pain in order to get it? Like, even if we have everything, let's say we have everything in life that we could ever ask for, we would still be grateful. Thank you for this money, thank you for this food, thank you for the spread of food, all of that. And I was like, I don't think so, because if you have all of that right from childhood, you don't have the contrast to know what the other flip side is. So you don't have the appreciation for it. You don't thank because you don't understand that this is thank worthy. And I have experienced it. It's taken me many experiences in order to be so extremely grateful for what I have right now. Just simple things like having a roof over my head and having food on the table. I am extremely grateful for it. I'm genuinely grateful for it. And that's because I've not experienced hunger and everything, but I've gone through phases where I've been scared. So my appreciation for this is deeper than somebody else's might be who has never felt that. So God puts us in this situation on purpose so that we can be purified, so that we can turn to Him, so that we can understand that this is not it, this is not good enough. And somebody else was saying, the pessimism, it was in one of the lectures I think that I was hearing, one of the lectures, the pessimistic view of the world that we live in is crucial for our growth in Krishna consciousness. If we are not pessimistic about this world, if we think that this world is perfect, then we're not going to want Krishna consciousness, right? It's only when we recognize and we understand. So this was something Prabhupada used to keep saying. When people would say, I'm happy, Prabhupada would be like, you're not happy, you have no idea what happiness is. And that triggered me for a moment. I was like, what do you mean? Coming from the personal growth world, we are supposed to be happy about everything that we have. And yeah, we're supposed to be grateful, but the gratitude should be directed in a very specific way. It's a fine distinction. It's a very fine distinction. The gratitude is what brought me to God. So the gratitude is absolutely necessary. But the belief that I'm happy and this world is good, and the perspective shift around that is not helpful. I thought it was necessary. I thought it was good when I was in the personal growth world, because that's how and the perspective shifts everything. And I was just, yeah, that's great. But it's not. It's absolutely not. The pessimistic view of this world is crucial for us to understand that there is more to life. That's Anandambudhi Vardhanam. One. You have Anand means bliss, Ambudhi means ocean, Vardhanam increasing. So if we have one momentary experience of something that's deeper than we've ever experienced before, one momentary split moment experience of a partial, diluted, 1 millionth diluted version of what is real, then we're thrilled. We're like, oh my God, I had this experience. I felt this, and we're telling everybody for the rest of our lives. So multiply that by 1,000, by 1,000,000 to get one moment, and then have an ocean of it and have an expanding ocean of it. That's true spiritual joy. And that's what we want, Anandambudhi Vardhanam. This is from the Shikshashtakam. So yeah, we need to understand what we have versus what we can get. That whisper, that calling that Krishna puts in our hearts, there has to be more. Listen to that. It is so important. Listen to that. There has to be more. Yes, there has to be more. There is more. Okay, so yeah, he talks about it. Prabhupada talks about how difficult it is to go through this varnashram system, but going through that we can do that. But Krishna consciousness, in one stroke, engaging in devotional service, we surpass all of those rituals. We do not need to do any of that. We do not need to do just anything. We just surpass all of it. Okay, then he talks about how the first 6 chapters, which I've already spoken about, and then we should be learning the Bhagavad Gita from a devotee, because we are able to absorb from them, because they are already enlightened and we're able to absorb from them. So yeah, listen to lectures as much as you can. Listen to lectures from pure devotees, and you will be able to then attain it. Okay, I think I think that's it. Okay, we will do chapter 9 verse 1 in the next video. Wish you a day filled with lots and lots and lots of spiritual realization, and lots of spiritual growth, and lots of grace and mercy from Krishna, from Radha Krishna. Wish you a beautiful, genuinely, truly beautiful day. Radhe Radhe.